Welcome back to ALPB Roundup. I'm Ryan here with a double-sized daily roundup for you now that I'm back from my road trip down to Southern Maryland where I saw the Blue Crabs taking on the Ducks. We have a ton to talk about because we had double the games, we got people using a new mound, and we have a lot of offense. We have pitchers saying it's fine and pitchers saying it's terrible. There's a lot of stuff going on, so let's hop right on in. Wednesday night in Lancaster, the Revolution scored 8 runs in the third inning, and they managed to not repeat their Tuesday performance by letting the Barnstormers come back. York wins 12-3. Austin Nicely continues pitching well, going 8 innings for York, allowing 0 earned runs on 4 hits. He gets the ALPB Roundup game ball in this one. Offensively for York, Nelly Rodriguez, James Harris, and JC Encarnacion all homer. Osmi Gregorio had a 3-hit day for himself. Melky Mesa had a 3 RBI day for himself. For Lancaster, Zach Smith unfortunately has allowed 17 runs in his first 4 2/3 innings in the league. He was the team's 14th starting pitcher in 61 games. I believe that's second most in the league behind West Virginia, who I think has 15 starting pitchers to start the year here. Ladarius Clark did hit a 2-run home run in the 9th for Lancaster. You know, just a little something. That's a treat. Because you've been good. In Game 3 on Thursday of this series, things got wild Thursday night as Lancaster hopped out to a 12-3 lead in 4 innings. York answered with 8 runs in the 5th to make it a 12-11 game. And of course, if you're the Barnstormers, like, oh, it's happening again. They've done this a bunch here. It's happening again. The Barnstormers, though, they tacked on insurance runs. They managed to win this thing 17-12, surviving. The back ends of both bullpens did a good job after settling in things because it got off to such a wild start this game. Shout out to York's Alberto Rodriguez for pitching well. Lancaster had scored in every inning until he came in through 2 shutout innings with 4 strikeouts. So Alberto Rodriguez delivering for York. For Lancaster, Anthony Peroni, he had a 3-hit game with 2 walks and 2 RBI. Trayvon Robinson hit 2 home runs, the second being an absolute rocket, by the way. To the moon, Trayvon Robinson. Ladarius Clark, he has now doubled, homered, and tripled in his last 3 pinch hit opportunities, coming in hot off the bench. Nick Shumpert, he made the most of a pinch hit opportunity for himself to extend his hitting streak to 10 games. That's clutch. Kelly Dugan, he grabs the game ball, reaching base 6 times in 6 plate appearances, going 3 for 3 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Way to wear it, Kelly Dugan. For York, Nelly Rodriguez, 2 for 4 in this one with a homer and 3 RBI. Jack Kenley went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 RBI. York scores 33 runs in this series, but only win 1 out of 3. That's what happens when you play the Barnstormers, man. It's gonna get weird. In Southern Maryland, where I was, it was a fun time. I enjoyed myself. Shout out to everybody there. You're super welcoming and nice. I spent half the second game talking to an EMT who just was super chatty and super informative about the market, and I learned a whole bunch about Southern Maryland. So, you know, not just football there. The Blue Crabs, they held off the Ducks on Wednesday night to win 4-3. Darryl Thompson looked terrific, throwing 7 shutout innings. The Blue Crabs at one point reached either 26 2/3 or 27 innings pitched without allowing a run. I'm not sure because as the run scored to break the shutout streak they had going, an out was made at first. So I don't know what comes first in that situation. And then I looked back at the video. I couldn't even tell if it mattered which happened first. So, it was impressive. It was impressive. We'll give it that. The Blue Crabs, they survived giving up 3 runs in the 9th inning. Darryl Thompson gets the game ball. 7 shutty, 5 hits, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Just typical Darryl Thompson stuff. Came back out for the 8th inning, tried to get through it with 105 pitches I think he threw already. Just so Darryl Thompson. Now, the Ducks, they were held scoreless the first 17 innings of this series, but they threatened in the 7th inning of Game 2 and the 8th inning of Game 2 before they broke out in the 9th inning of Game 2, and I was sitting there going, Game 3 could be a problem, and boy was I right, because they kept that momentum rolling and opened those floodgates at the 11 a.m. Thursday start for Game 3. Vladimir Frias knocked the game's first pitch over the right field fence, wasn't even close, started off a 6-run first inning that he would actually be ejected from after being hit by a pitch in his second at-bat of the inning. Absolutely amazing scene here as he tries to get to Sam Burton on the mound before being led back to the dugout, all while kids' music is playing, and because it's camp day and we need to think of the children, so it's just the best. And then because it's one of the clubhouse situations where it's in the outfield, he had to walk all the way through the field, took his time. It was amazing. I loved every second of it because I bask in the glow of chaos. It's who I am as a person. Welcome to ALPB Roundup.
Castaways, we are castaways. Ahoy there, ahoy, we are castaways. We're stuck.
The Blue Crabs, they did tighten this one up, by the way, hitting well against Anderson De Leon to close the Ducks' lead down to 8-5, heading into the 5th, and 9-6 heading into the 9th. But Dalton Geeky had a very uncharacteristic 9th inning, allowing 4 Ducks runs to put this one away. Ducks salvage game 3 of this series, 13-6. The Ducks had a franchise record with 10 steals in this one. Johnny Turbo tied a franchise record with 4 steals by himself. It was a bad birthday for Jake Marshall behind the plate. Jake, unfortunately, first, he also fouled a ball off his leg super hard, so he's had a terrible day, like, all around. He got on base. I mean, who am I? Maybe he had a good day. Maybe the rest of the day was good for Jake. Maybe he doesn't take his validation from how many people stole bases, which is cool, and I hope that's the case. Unfortunately, he's now 1 for 28 catching guys stealing. The Blue Crabs catchers are sitting at an 8% caught stealing rate. The rest of the league is nabbing runners at 25.5% clip. The Ducks were definitely aware of this going into game 3, and they crush on the base paths. Johnny Turbo, he gets the game balls. He goes 3 for 5 with a walk and those 4 steals. I had a great time in Southern Maryland. I'm excited that I got to come. I was excited to sit in the booth for an inning with Andrew Banstra. Much appreciated getting me in there. Can't wait to be back. After a Rockers win on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday had a very similar feel to each other. On Wednesday, the Rockers scored 1 run in the 4th before Legends just jumped all over Bryce Hensley for 8 first-inning runs. Hensley, he'd get dragged out for 10 runs on 12 hits over 3 innings. Hensley doesn't throw fastballs, so he's all off speed and very heavy changeup reliant. And it would seem, first glance, the changeup's not playing the same way. With the mound being moved back a foot, that extra time to react to it is just making it very clear when there's no fastball that you even need to worry about identifying. You can sit back a little bit more. I think that's what's catching up to him here. The Legends, they would end up coasting from that start. Henry Owens continued being Henry Owens in that he held High Point to just 1 run, but he lasted only 5 innings because he walked 8 batters. What is happening? Henry Owens is so close to having it all together. It's so frustrating to watch. He's like right there, just walking people. Jerry Downs, he goes 3 for 4 with a homer, a double, a walk, and 3 RBI after he hit 3 home runs the night before. Ben Aklinski, he gets the game ball going 4 for 5 with 3 doubles for Lexington. On Thursday, High Point once again scored early and then got shut down. This time 4 first-inning runs, and then Eli Garcia, he settled in and allowed 0 runs over the next 5 innings. Meanwhile, Lexington scored 3 in the second and exploded for 12 runs in the third, just knocking Craig Stem out of this one pretty early. High Point finishes the game with Mike Galino on the mound for the first time since summer ball in 2017 for him, and bullpen coach Albert Gonzalez behind the plate in a live game for the first time since 2014. Not a great look. Shout out to Galino. He threw a 1-2-3 inning and got a strikeout. That's good enough for a game ball, by the way. Game ball for Mike Galino. But, oof. They're low on pitchers right now. They put a couple pitchers on the inactive list to start this series, High Point did. So hopefully they can kind of put some things together here because it's looking a little bare over there right now. That rhymed. A little bare over there. Jerry Downs, he became the first Rocker in franchise history to homer in 3 straight games in this one, but the Legends win 15-7. James McGowan, he homered as well. Both of those were in the 9th inning off Jeremy Jeffress, who unfortunately he's just not working out for Lexington so far. Hopefully he gets it together, but it's been a failed experiment. For Lexington, Roberto Baldequin, he did have a 3-hit day with a double. Tillman Pugh doubles and homers, driving in 3. Ben Revere back in action, had a 4 RBI day. Legends, they take 2 of 3 from High Point. That's big to start off the second half on the right note after losing the first game of the series, but that's a first half problem. Finally, in Charleston, Gastonia and West Virginia played a modified 2-game series after a Tuesday night rainout. The Power hammered Alcides Herrera for 8 runs on 10 hits in 3 1/3 on their way to a 14-3 win on Tuesday night. Alexis Candelario remains hot since his move to the Power. He allows 3 runs on 5 hits in 7 innings in this game. In Gastonia, he had a 9.74 ERA and a 2.134 WHIP in 32 1/3 innings. So far in 21 innings with the Power, he's got a 1.71 ERA and a 0.857 WHIP. Nasty. I don't know what happened with this change. I know he changed his pitch mix up, and that just must be playing for him. So good on Alexis Candelario, much needed. He was really struggling. It's so good to see him turn around so fast. Alberto Callaspo, he had a 3-hit game for West Virginia, as did Miles Williams and Reimer Liriano. Liriano and Williams both homered. Jovan Gonzalez, he went 4 for 5 with an RBI. Elmer Reyes, he takes the game ball, going 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and 5 RBI. Finally, Gastonia, they won a wild one on Thursday night to split this 2-game set. Ark Sakula, he gets burned for 4 unearned runs. He also allowed 2 earned runs. Every Gastonia pitcher who touched the mound allowed runs, but a 5-run 5th inning and a 3-run 10th inning earned the Honey Hunters a 10-9 win. Gastonia survived a 2-out double by Jovan Gonzalez to tie this game in the 9th for the Power. They also survived a 2-run home run in the 10th. Will Johnson and Mike Osinski both had good games here. Myers and Martinez, they have 3 hit games for West Virginia. Myers hit a 2-run homer in extras to narrow that 3-run gap. That was the 2-run homer in the 10th. Nate Easley homered in this one as well. Yovan Gonzalez gets the game ball in the loss, going 5 for 5 with a double. He ends this short series 9 for 10 to dish. Yovi getting it done. That was a lot of information, so we're going to wrap this one quick. We'll take a look here at game balls and player of the week. I mean, no contest here. Jerry Downs wins player of the week, even with that hot week from Yovan Gonzalez. Jerry, just 9 for 14 with 5 homers, 2 doubles, 2 walks, and 11 ribbies. Just Jerry Downs getting hot at the right time. Brief look ahead here, because I know it's been a long video. Southern Maryland heads to Lancaster this weekend. They're going to take on the Barnstormers. The Revolution and Power, they meet up in Charleston. The Legends host the Honey Hunters in Lexington. And the Ducks continue their road trip, this time playing 3 games over the weekend with the High Point Rockers. That is all. I am getting out of the way here. It is like mid-afternoon already, and we're going to be throwing first pitches in just a few hours. So looking forward to it. Enjoy your Friday night. Enjoy some baseball, and I'll get a daily roundup out again tomorrow. Thank you again, everyone in Southern Maryland. I had a great time.